All right, let's be honest. If you're in IT, you know that feeling, that mountain of boring manual tasks that's just waiting for you every single week. It's not just tedious, it's a total waste of your skills. But what if I told you there's a way to put all of that stuff on autopilot? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Are you just tired of the daily grind? The endless server checks, digging through logs, assigning tickets. Trust me, I was so over it. I've been there, and I know just how much it can burn you out. You start to feel less like an IT pro and more like, well, a human script.
But then I found my way out. I found a tool that completely changed the game for me. I like to call it my automation hero, and its name is n8n. And today I'm going to let you in on what I think is one of the best kept secrets in IT.
So, what is n8n exactly? The easiest way to think about it is like Zapier, if you've ever used that. It's a workflow automation tool. But here's the kicker, the part that changes everything. It's open source. That means you can host it yourself, which means it can be totally free, and you are in complete control of your data. So why did I fall in love with this thing? Well, first off, the self-hosted version is free. You don't need to be a coding genius to use it. It connects with over 400 different apps, and it's built to work with AI. But honestly, for people like us, this is the most important part. Your data stays on your server. It's secure. And the result of all of this, you save a ridiculous amount of time. Okay, enough of the high-level stuff. Let's get into the real-world examples, right? I'm going to walk you through some actual problems that were driving me crazy and show you the exact workflows I built in n8n to solve them. These aren't theories. This is stuff I use every single day. Let's kick things off with a classic IT nightmare. A critical server goes down, but you have no idea. The very first time you hear about it is from an angry user on the phone who can't get their work done. We've all been in that spot, and it feels awful, just constantly reacting to fires. So this is how I fixed it. I built a super simple workflow. It starts with a timer that just runs every 5 minutes. That timer tells n8 to ping the server. Now, if that ping fails, bam, the server is down. It instantly fires off an alert to my WhatsApp and my email. And here's the magic part. At the exact same time, it creates a high priority ticket in Jira. All of this happens in seconds without me lifting a finger. And look at the difference. It's absolutely night and day. Before, it might take a couple of hours before we even knew there was a problem. Now, I get an alert in 5 minutes flat. We went from finding out from user complaints to having a proactive solution that lets us get ahead of the problem. No more manual checks. All right, problem number 2, security. You know how critical it is to check firewall logs for any shady activity. But let's be real, doing it by hand is just soul-crushing. You're just staring at an endless wall of text, trying to find that one needle in a giant haystack. It takes forever, and it's so easy to miss something important. Now, this is where n8n combined with AI gets really, really cool. My workflow automatically pulls the logs from our firewall. Then, and this is awesome, it feeds those logs to an AI model and asks it to look for suspicious patterns. If the AI spots a malicious IP address, n8n automatically blocks that IP on the firewall and then sends a full report to our security team. It's complete hands-off threat detection. The impact here was just massive. What used to be a 4-hour manual job for one of my team members is now done automatically in about 10 minutes. And it's not just faster, it's better. It removes human error, and it means we go from reacting to threats hours later to mitigating them almost instantly. And finally, the problem that literally every single IT department on the planet deals with, the constant, never-ending stream of support tickets. You know the drill. A new email comes in, you have to stop what you're doing, read it, figure out who needs to fix it, create the ticket, assign it, and then email the employee back. It is a huge bottleneck. So here's how we automated that whole mess. Now when a support email hits our inbox, it triggers the n8n workflow. A ticket is created automatically. The workflow reads the email for keywords and assigns it to the right engineer. Network issues to the network guys, software issues to the dev team. It even sends an auto-reply letting the employee know we got it, and it'll follow up if the ticket hasn't been touched in 24 hours. So what was the result? A 50% reduction in the time spent on all this manual ticket handling. And that's not just for IT. It helped our HR team a ton too with all their onboarding requests. Think about that. We got half of that time back to spend on projects that actually matter. Okay, you can obviously see how powerful this is, but you're probably wondering why n8n? What about the other big names out there like Zapier or Make? That's a great question. So let's break down exactly why I think n8n is the clear choice, especially for IT and security folks. Just take a look at this chart. Cost is a big one. n8n's self-hosted version is free. The others get really expensive really fast. Now, for hosting, and this is non-negotiable for security, n8n lives on your own servers. Your data never leaves your control. With the others, you're sending your data to their servers, often somewhere else in the world. And honestly, n8n is just better suited for technical work. It's AI ready, and it's perfect for IT and security teams. All right, so if you're fired up and ready to jump in, I want to give you a head start. I made a few mistakes when I was learning, so I'm going to share some of my key takeaways to help you get going without hitting those same roadblocks. First, here's what not to do. Trust me on this. Don't forget to add error handling to your workflows. I did, and they just fail silently. It's a pain. Second, never, ever paste your passwords or API keys directly into a workflow. Always use the credentials manager. And please, don't try to build a 50-step masterpiece on your first day. You'll just get overwhelmed. So what should you do instead? It's simple. Start small. Pick one tiny annoying task and automate that first. Keep your workflows modular. Think of it as one workflow for one job. It makes everything so much easier to manage. And this should go without saying, but always test everything before you let it loose on your production systems. Oh, and a little pro tip. Use webhooks whenever you can. They're way faster than just polling for updates. So I'm going to leave you with this one last thought. If you work in IT and you haven't looked into a tool like n8n, you are seriously missing out on a fundamental shift in how we can do our jobs. It's time to stop being the robot and start being the one who builds the robots. Really, the question isn't whether you can afford to learn this stuff, it's whether you can afford not to.